as somebody that runs an advertising company and understanding that the media and real estate have had a long-term love-hate relationship, what is it most important for consumers to know?
Media is not your friend. I mean,
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, I was trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what's the Jeff Bridges show that we watched back in the day that he was Newsroom. Was it Newsroom? But I remember that in one of the scenes in there, he actually goes in and they ran a story before they fact checked, right? And they were wrong. And they were so like broken about the fact that they ran this story and that it was incorrect and things along those lines. And honestly, like over the last 10 years, I think it's probably been the fast track is like facts don't really matter as much anymore. Okay.
Is that like fuzzy math?
Fuzzy math. Exactly. And I have a PhD in fuzzy math. But it's all about headlines. It's about clickbait. It's like, you read in this and you see that, I was looking at headlines the other day and it's like the big one on Forbes is that, more homes have experienced price reductions now than in the last 4 years. And it's like you read into the article and there's like 5 markets. They're all in California or Texas that they have experienced this. But it's like they don't go into the minutia. So when we're doing this, it's the consumer, when we're looking at this, and from an ad perspective, a consumer needs to understand that the headlines that are out there today are, as you said earlier in the last podcast, they're here to generate fear, or what did you say?
Excitement or fear.
Excitement or fear. And fear is even like anger at the same time. Mm-hmm. But so many of these things, it's like even our local things here in Chicago, as people will talk about Chicago as a blanket statement. They won't get into like, oh, the north side or the south side or the west side or, whatever. No, it's like the 5-county area. And this is how they're reporting data. They're not as interested in getting down to the facts of the matter, but they're about generating those clicks, generating that stuff so that they can sell ad space on their site or in their, on their portal.
Everyone that has ever watched this podcast understands that I get on a little bit of a soapbox when it comes to the media, right? I appreciate that they do their job so well, but looking at it from a business and a marketing aspect, right? You own an advertising company. You have to understand that you need to make money for your clients. That's sure. You need engagement, and engagement the true story isn't always the one that gets the most engagement. And I always say the media isn't here to lie or misrepresent, but they may tell a little version of the story. They may tell a little something that, I always joke and say an article comes out, somebody reads it, they call me up and they said, oh my God, did you see what Crane's Business just released this story? And I said, I did. I read it. Did you? They said, no, but I read the headline. And I said, read the article and then call me back, because the truth comes out in the end, but you have to understand that they're trying to capture your interest. Once again, we've talked about this before, so that they can sell ad space and they can become profitable.
I think the one thing, though, that has to be taken into consideration is it's not all the media's fault. If you go in to look at, go to YouTube, and you type in real estate, and you find the ones that have the highest clicks, the highest views, every one of them is doom and gloom. There are pictures of atom bomb clouds going off, the melting of real estate. The REO market is here again, blah, blah, blah. And it's not just, you're playing to the audience, but we have become this like entertainment, quickly give me, I don't want to read anything type of civilization that needs to be entertained by this. So it's we can point our fingers at the media all we want. The thing is, it's like, are you not entertained, at the same time?
So you're basically saying it's self-induced and we are a clickbait generation.
Absolutely. 100%. And I think that's honestly, it's like when we talked about starting your podcast, it's like we've had people over and over, people who said, oh, you got to change your content. You got to make this, you got to make it more flashy and wowed and things like that. And true to form, 2 years into it, we haven't pivoted the course. And I think it's like, I think it's something to be really proud of, that you are the voice of not only truth, and insight into the world of real estate in Chicago, but it's like you haven't deviated for clicks or likes or something like that.
As I've always said, I'd rather have the good, real, honest information for a small amount of people than all the viewers of the world and selling out what we believe in.
I agree.